Okay, I think while I was trying to take care of the technology, not sure what's going on, but it's my first testing. It's my first live. And oh my God, thanks. I have no idea what I'm doing. And hi, Fab. How are you? I am so excited. Thanks for being my first viewer. So I'm going to have a gift for you because I'm so pleased by that. So yeah, I just wanted to try my hand at my first live. Most importantly, hi, Emmy. Hi, Nika. All my wonderful people here. Oh, excellent, excellent. So I actually wanted to really talk to you guys a little bit about me. And oh, hi, Osaneo. I so appreciate you guys. I probably don't have the technology yet to sort of put your name on the screen. But I will be acknowledging you as I see you in the chat. So I apologize for that. Yes, so all of you guys have YouTube channels. So in case you guys don't know each other, so you want to make sure you introduce yourself to each other. So Amy Grace is my beautiful daughter who just helped me here with the technology. So yeah, I have been getting a couple of spring fragrances. I think there are at least 2 or 3 more that I have samples of that I would like, that I think I want to get when they come out. So I am pretty much excited about the spring fragrances this year. And although I'm not a flower person so much, but a number of them are, packing some nice little punch and, that I kind of like, and we can talk about that. So, yeah, but before that, if you guys have questions about me, if you've kind of wondered, who am I? Do you feel like you guys know? Because I kind of studied YouTube when the pandemic started around April. So time goes really fast. I'm almost going to be here for a year. So all I've been doing is kind of understand the terrain. And I've just been so pleased about knowing many, many of you. I think that's something I didn't expect. And that's really the part that's really most excited to me. I have 1 million sent today on me. I have 1 million sent today on me. But what I have that I studied this morning before I just tried a lot of things is this 𝐏𝐿𝐴. Okay, that's the new one that was tangerine. And I had a video on layering, and I talked a lot about. Thank you so much, Fab. Thank you for your congratulatory messages. Hi, JC. I'm doing very good. Thank you so much for coming to the live. So this 𝐏𝐿𝐴 right here is the latest one that they have, and they had one that was called rose, and now they have rose tangerine. So I think the only difference is the color of the scarf. That's a little bit more of an orangey color. And it's so funny because I have a layer video and I talk about layering my original 𝐏𝐿𝐴 that I have with, do I have it here? Yeah. My original 𝐏𝐿𝐴 with a citrus fragrance by Atelier Cologne. And it's as if, I guess many people know about the combination of rose and citrusy, but that's what they try to achieve here. So they have the tangerine and the rose. So it's an eau de toilette. And because it's an eau de toilette, the fact of the matter is it's not going to really last on you. But the fact of the matter is, like, I love eau de toilette. Because the reason why I love eau de toilette, when it starts getting hot, I want to be able to just kind of put a lot on. Sometimes I even put them in the refrigerator. So I want to be able to put a lot on, like all over, almost like a body spray. So this is why I actually happen to really love eau de toilette when it starts getting warm. So I don't really have any issue with it, but I cannot tell you that it really lasted long. I had to like keep reapplying it. So, but yes. So I have the original one, and then I have this one, which is the eau tangerine. And so it's just, the difference is adding some citrus to the rose. But the 𝐏𝐿𝐲 that I am most impressed with actually is one that I just got. Let me see if I have it here. I should have bought it out here, but it's Nomad. The Nomad one. Does anyone like the Nomad? Does anyone like the Nomad? I'm so impressed with the Nomad because it was a complete mature departure by 𝐏𝐿𝐲 by doing the Nomad. The Nomad really is, it's kind of getting the pretty, you know, girly flower girl to becoming a traveler, a world traveler. In fact, the commercial is really well done because, you know, they show you this woman who is like traveling in foreign country, and the fragrance really totally captured this kind of adventurous side to it. It's by this perfumer, I think Jan Vastnier, and he's like a young perfumer, French perfumer. And 𝐏𝐿𝐲 actually, the Nomad, I really have it here, but I didn't bring it out. Oh, there it is. I'll show it to you guys. So that you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'll show it to you. So the Nomad one really has those new notes. There it is. It has those new notes, and it's just really a departure from the, you know, flower. But this one, it's a flower, but because they put the citrus, it works really well. So let me try to answer your question. So Nina says, I love 𝐏𝐿𝐲. What got me into perfume? So let's put it this way. So just to give you a little bit of my background, guys, I'm actually by profession an economist. So I have a PhD in economics. So I do a lot of research, and I'm also a professor of economics. So sometimes when I go into a lot of details about the perfume, it's just by habit of just, you know, by default, because I just like to inquire a lot and do a little bit, you know, of research when I'm looking into something. But I'm probably like one of the nice economists. You know, if you've heard of economists being abstract, I'm pretty much well-grounded into trying to understand the real problems of the world, you know, coming from a poor country. So, you know, so I studied economic development, but here I do a lot of research looking at inner cities in the US, looking at trying to bring people, better people's life economically. So that's pretty much the type of things I do. But beyond this kind of type of work, for years, my real passion have been into looking at interior design. Like I'm an HGTV junkie, I guess. So during the pandemic, maybe a little bit before that, I started basically looking into YouTube for music. And then I started looking at vlogs and fashion vlogs. And then somehow I got, you know, how YouTube algorithm is suggesting stuff. And then a perfume video came up. And it was by this 𝐿𝐸𝐬. I don't know if any one of you know 𝐿𝐸𝐬, but I think she is from Kenya. She's from Kenya. And she was describing Chanel fragrance, like Chanel No. 5, like, oh, she's an adventurous, beautiful woman. That's kind of how you feel when you wear it. So when you're in a situation of pandemic and your perfume becomes an escape, an expression of something, you know, beyond just sitting in your four corner in your home, that was very appealing to me. That was the first time I heard someone just describing fragrances like that. And then somehow I just stayed on it. And then I kept watching her. And then, of course, YouTube started sending me videos after videos of perfume videos. And I just found myself essentially needing perfume videos to fall asleep, you know, and it was just a ton that I would just be watching. And then I found myself starting to buy, writing perfumes down that people were talking about. And so I found myself with quite a bit of a growing little selection. And so this is kind of what got me started. And then let's see if there is other question, because that the funniest stories to come. Oh yeah, I'm glad you like Eau de Toilette also, and also Eau de Cologne. Yes, I love Eau de Cologne. And that's why I really love Atelier Cologne. It's probably one of my favorite. And I also actually love Jo Malone Cologne, and especially the way you can just mix them together. So I just got a Jo Malone. I'll show it to you. And it won Best Perfume, I think, in 2018. So we can talk about that. It's not the latest Jo Malone, but it is a very nice one that would be great for spring. So yes. So this is kind of how I started with perfume. Sorry, Massman. Yeah, it's actually quite interesting to mix the men's perspective and the woman's perspective in interior design. But every so often it works though. It works. So like I let my husband do that, and then when he's away, I just kind of change the stuff he does. And when he comes back, he doesn't even remember. So that's kind of how I've been getting away with doing interior design with my husband. So take hard, Massman. It's okay. You're not alone in being the man that the woman does kind of change stuff on you. Yes. So, but the actual day that I studied, excuse me, the actual day that I studied YouTube, it's really funny because I studied in a way that later when I started looking at videos, people are saying this is how you should really start. You just start. You know, during the pandemic and between all the bad news and so forth, you know, somehow I wasn't really sleeping at night. So one time, very late, I'm not even kidding, it could have been 2 in the morning. I had, you know, all those perfumes around that I have been purchasing as a result of the pandemic and listening to those YouTube videos. So I started talking about them for fun, totally for fun. Like if you guys see my first video, I call it Black Kick Ass Perfume. I didn't even know what I was talking about. I really meant like the black bottles perfumes. So it was the result of just something totally unplanned. At midnight, I didn't know I was going to be a YouTuber, to be a content, what do you call that, content creator. But by 3 in the morning, I somehow became a content creator. So this is how it all started. Hi, Amina. Hi, Spicy Luke. Oh my gosh, all of you guys came out for me. I am so appreciative of it. So appreciative of it. So, so I was just talking about my fragrance of the day, which is one of the fragrances I purchased for spring, because it kind of filled, a couple of voice that, in the first 𝐿𝐲𝐻 that I had, which I really liked, but I was having to mix it with an Atelier Cologne. And although mixing is good, but Atelier Cologne has its own character, and there was a clash of characters. But this one, now I no longer have to mix it. So that works just well. I was just very happy with it today. So it's an eau de toilette. Scent of the day. Hi, last call. Hi, Patrick. So appreciative of my brother to come. My first cheerleader guy. So yeah, it would be interesting for me to hear, guys, your story about how you studied. So almost everyone here is a YouTuber. So I so appreciated that. Amina, thanks so much for coming. Marksman Review. We have Spicy Luke, Nika Marks. I think, Nika, the algorithm showed that I'm like, I've given you the most comments of everyone. So just so you know that. I don't see Nika's beautiful skin and beautiful teeth and smile on the screen and not stop to watch. Everyone else, I just really love everyone else. I just learned so much about fragrances. So as I was saying, so clearly the first question, am I an expert in perfume? I've not studied perfume, but just being a researcher, I studied buying tons of perfumes, and I studied doing tons of research on all aspects of it. So that kind of came a little bit natural for me. And I've always loved scent. I of all sorts. So it came a natural for me, because as part of interior design, I always also have candles. I have all those different light and things like that. So that's kind of how that came about. Hi, IMJ. Thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate seeing you. Really appreciate seeing you. So I hope I'm not missing any important comment. If I miss any of your comments, I would really appreciate if you flag that again. Yeah. No, I think I caught up almost everything. Excellent. Yes. So to me, the best 𝐿𝐲𝐻, quite frankly, is Nomad, because it's such a departure from what 𝐿𝐲𝐻 is all about. It's just like a really, it was just a very good move for them to come up with something that's off the beaten path. And it's just a beautiful fragrance. So I'm glad now they kind of took their rose, their traditional rose, and kind of perk it up with the citrus. So that's 𝐿𝐲𝐻. And so another spring fragrance, can anyone else tell me if you've bought any spring fragrances yet. Okay, I don't see it. So the next one I wanted to talk about, I want to talk about 3 fragrances that I've actually reviewed for spring. And people had a lot of questions about them, So the first one was Delina La Rosée. Does anyone have it yet? Oops. Oh, great. Yes, I have to admit that I just couldn't wait for spring. I think this is why I'm so excited to do this live and to talk about my spring fragrances. I just couldn't wait for it because clearly the big difference with the pandemic for anyone who's able to do that, I recognize there are a lot of, people who are not able to work from home, essential workers. Fortunately for me, I've been able to work from home. And the big difference that this has made for me is to be able to go walk every day outside or as much as I can. And so, yes, I couldn't wait for spring. I think my bottle fell. It's a nice bottle. You guys know the bottle. But I did a review recently of Delina La Rosée. And I felt like it was an addition that really made sense. I think I've seen review where people say, well, they just need to just focus on something else. I think it made sense because I like the other 2, but I did not keep them. Something was, not working for me in the other ones. It was either, oh, I love the opening, like the original Delina. I love the rhubarb. I love what else it has? It has rhubarb and it has it has rhubarb and another thing in it that it's really known for. It's like a nice fruit. We have it in Haiti. We call it 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐬. And there was a tree like that because there were some Chinese who lived in my mother's home before she purchased it. And they had that tree, that tree. Last call, do you remember that tree that we had? Yeah. Okay. But anyway, it has that other ingredient. And I love the opening of the original Delina. But the end somehow, changed on me. It became, because of the vanilla it has, it became very, very sweet. And then the Delina exclusive took me on such a long voyage. And then when I got to understand the story behind Delina exclusive, the perfumer was trying to take someone to like a long journey. It's like the stories of 1001 nights. So, it's like a long journey that the perfumer tries to take people, like with the liqueur de rose and all that. And the fragrance became, at some point, it was milky. Another time, it was something else. And I tried it during summer, and that turned me off a little bit because it was extremely heavy. But I recognized the exclusive is just really a seriously beautiful fragrance. So with this one, it took, it's not a Chinese 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐬. It has a specific name. It has a specific name in English, and they make a lot of drinks with it. The ingredient that is in the Delina besides the rhubarb. And so they make martini with it or something. So this one was just fresh, and it just really has all the DNA of the Delina without any of the drama and the complexity of it. So I felt it was just like the perfect spring and summer fragrance. Whereas the other ones, I think they try to make them pass for summer fragrances just because they're pink and they look light. But in reality, because of the vanilla in the original one, and then the exclusive is so complex, they really didn't lend themselves for super warm weather. So this one is really, I think, a welcome addition because it has all the DNA of the Delinas, but it's just lychee. Thanks so much, Amina. Thanks so much, IMJ. Yes, lychee. But we crazy about lychee in Haiti, where we grew up. We call it kenep. So when my mother purchased that home in Florida, and the Chinese people lived in it before, and they had the lychee tree, so we kept calling it Chinese kenep. But it's really lychee. We never knew the name of it for a long time, until one time I went to the supermarket and saw the lychee. So yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so I meant it in my review. I felt like it really was a very, very good addition to the Delina family, and it's by Parfum de Marly. And we know the story of Parfum de Marly. Almost all their offerings are really nice. The other Parfum de Marly that I really like, I don't know what else you guys like a lot, but so I found this one that I really love. And another one that I really like is Darcy. Darcy has that one. What is it? Darcy is the gold one. That's my other favorite because it has the orange blossom, which is one of my favorite notes, and it has a patchouli, but the patchouli is very subdued in it. And I've seen a lot of tests with guys, and they kind of ask the guys which Parfum de Marly they like on women, and a lot of them point this one out for some reason. They like the Delina on women, but they actually feel that this is more impressive in terms of a maybe a little bit more mature woman, a little bit, it's just a little bit classier, and just really nice. So yeah, so I like this other one by Parfum de Marly. I think it's probably fresh enough to even wear this spring because of the orange blossom. Oh, cool. Okay, the Jamaican calls it Chinese kenep also. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot in common with other people in the Caribbean. Okay, guys. So another really amazing spring fragrance that I wanted to go over, because not everyone has it, but it's the Tom Ford Tuberose. That one. So that's the latest Tom Ford. And I am told that there's going to be a new Tom Ford that's coming, and it will be in the family of the Soleil. You know, you have Soleil Neige, you have Soleil Blanc, and then you have Eau de Soleil Blanc. And that one is going to come in a beautiful golden bottle. So it sounds like it's going to be really amazing. So I can see that it's going to be, because the other Tom Fords that I like are definitely the Soleil line. So it seems to me it's something about the white bottles. The white bottles seem to be by Tom Ford seems to be the stuff on the lighter side of things. So this one is the tuberose nu. So nu mean naked, and tuberose is the flower tuberose. So I just did a review of that, and I really was surprised that I liked that fragrance, and I really did. I gave it a rave review, and I really meant it, because like if you smell it just like that, you may not be impressed, because just like that from the bottle, it's a little bit medicinal. But when you put it on, it opens with jasmine, lily, not lily of the valley, but that beautiful lily flowers that we know of. And that's so beautiful, and that gives so much fragrance in our house. And then it starts with this pepper. And I talk at length about the perfumer. Like, one of the perfumer who makes it is sort of an international perfumer. So she was born in Malaysia and stuff. So her combinations of I think ingredients and her approach to perfume, we have this kick to it, because I've also noticed that in other perfume that she's made. So it's Maison Dieu, her last name. And so this one, I think they managed to make the opening a very beautiful fragrance. I don't know if you guys have smelled it. Yeah. So the opening, because of that pepper, and that pepper, it's called pepper, but it's not really a pepper that's spicy. The pepper, it's a derivative of peppercorn, which is really, like, if you've been to a Chinese restaurant and you just like the Szechuan cuisine. So the Chinese have different cuisine, but if you go to one that has the Szechuan cuisine, like Lao Szechuan, it's a restaurant chain. So they have a lot of peppercorn in the food. And the peppercorn, if you put it in your mouth, my gosh, it's really terrible. Your mouth become really numb. But in any way, at the end of the day, you feel like almost you've eaten soap. So it's soapy. So this fragrance, with that pepper, takes all those sort of element of the peppercorn. So that's what really makes the opening so nice. That pepper and the jasmine, which is a very soft flower. And then the lily. So they didn't just jump tuberose on your face, right off the bat. They create this kind of entrance to your tuberose. And then when tuberose is mixed with things like jasmine, and it starts smelling a little bit like gardenia or something. So it's very fresh. And then the middle, they bring those spice to the notes, like cacao, and actually tuberose is something that it's native of Mexico, and people use it, for example, to flavor chocolate. And so you can see, even if you know about those type of food mixture, they kind of take those kind of element of, they know that those ingredients work together, so they bring that cacao into it. Like you would have said, why in the world are you bringing cacao into this? But it's because for a long time, people have been kind of using those flowers to flavor their chocolate. I don't know if you've seen like water for chocolate, like the food is very flavorful in Mexico, using all type of spices mixed with flowers and so forth. So the middle works really nice, and then the end of it, and I think that's what they try in order to make this unisex, and to make the flower not just a flower, but it's as if they were using the green part of the flower. They bring the suede into it. And hey, Pat, thank you so much for stopping by. It's so good to see you. Really happy to see you. Oh gosh, I am so happy you all made it. And Like everything else, just like I studied the YouTube at 3, I decided to do the live because the way my mind works, I just have to jump in fire and just deal with it later. Yeah. So to me, you know, I think most of the reviews I've seen for this one are good. I've seen one that, to be honest, was a little bit careless. The person was a little bit maybe not taking his time to appreciate and kind of respect the perfumers, and he was being very evasive about it. So I've seen one super bad reviewers, but to me, for me to spend my money on a flower, and the crazy part was how my husband really, he didn't know I had new stuff on. I just went and was kind of kidding with him. I gave him a little hug, and, you know, he made some funny jokes about how nice whatever I was wearing smelled. So that says a lot because he's extremely vocal. Thanks so much, I am. So appreciate that. So appreciate that. So, so it is somewhat unisex. I mean, personally, I find it feminine, but I suppose with the base of, because the flowers are never by themselves. In the beginning, they accompany the flower with the pepper. And then in the middle, they accompany the flower with those sweet notes, those sort of gourmand notes, but that remains still fresh. And then at the end, they accompany the flower with moss, with oud, and with the best part of it is the suede, I think. The suede is a very high, they must have used a very high quality accord in the suede because the thing makes it very dry. And I really am appreciative of a flower that's not sweet. So this is why I think, and because it's dry, it's not sweet, it's going to be a nice spring fragrance until they come with that other one that I think, I don't know if you guys have heard me say, but a vendor for the company say that they have a new one that they're coming up with that's in the 𝐒𝐕𝘓 family. And so it seems to me they learned some lesson because the last one, Bitter Peach, for some reason, everyone was talking about it. They were like, no to the peach. And when I tried it, it was actually really nice, but I couldn't bring myself to buy it. You know, and the reason why is I had like a sample of it. I still have like samples of it. And so I asked my 15-year-old daughter, what do you think of this fragrance? Because I had it on. And she was like, huh, I finally find one that I like. This one is actually pretty good. And I'm like, what do you smell? Well, I smell peach and I smell grapefruit. So I really like it. So that told me, you know, they were trying to be sexy, calling that thing bitter peach. If a 14-year-old sees right through the peach and the grapefruit, it was hard to convince me that it was a sexy fragrance. So that's why I never pulled the trigger on it. But it is actually a special peach from south of France. And it's a liqueur de peach. And it has rum. It's actually a very creamy, beautiful fragrance. But they begin the top note with the peach. I think if they had done like they did in this one, bring the peach perhaps in the middle, begin with some form of contrast, some form of, you know, like the cherry. The cherry has this almond, equal almond, the cherry, the Lost Cherry by Tom Ford. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it's that one. So a lot of people love Lost Cherry. So I think they thought people were going to love Bitter Peach, but that didn't happen. But Lost Cherry has this strong prominence of almond and other stuff in it. So you're not just smelling cherry liquor, you know, as you were doing with the peach. So A lot of people like it, but we're like, they don't like it enough to buy it. So, but I think this one, they did a good job with it. And I'm hoping the next one that come in the Soleil family, that's going to be in the golden bottle. I'm definitely going to check it out. And it's supposed to come in April. So I'm definitely going to check it out when it comes. So yeah, so we've discussed Chloe, we've discussed Delina, and then now we've discussed the new Tom Ford. So all these things are great option for spring. That's a little bit of the beaten path of like just some sweet stuff. They're just like very, very nice fragrances. I think I'm a little bit kind of probably one of the most, like, I'm a little bit obnoxious when I go to the store because, you know, the pool sales people are like, "Oh, would you like this?" I'm like, no. And so, but the point is, you know, whenever I find someone who's really working with me to help me find something that's not just commercial, that smell just sweet, just to attract people, then they tend to be very happy because I make them money. So yes. By the way, I think who was, do you remember who was first? Fab was first, right? Fab was first. So I have a choice for you for the first person, and then I'll do something in random. Because as you guys know, we're still in February and it's my birthday month. So in each video, so by definition, this live, I have free gifts that I'm giving. Because I usually have a party with friends. I like to share my time with friends, and I'm not able to do that as much on this birthday. So so I've decided to give a gift for in each video. And so I believe 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐬 was my first. So I have Live Joyously. And then I have Miu Miu. So these are like 4 little Miu Miu. They're like 7.5 ml. And they have L'Eau Rosé and they have L'Eau Bleu. So which one would you like, 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐬? If any. So let me know, because you get the first gift for being my first and helping me celebrate my birthday month. So you can let me know. Okay? All right. I don't know if 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐬 is still here, but in case she's not, communicate with her later and she'll tell me. And so the next one that I wanted to talk about for spring was this one, Dylan Turquoise. Congrats, 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐬. I am just said congrats to you. I think can you guys pick one for her? Because I want the second one to go with someone else. So someone can pick something for her. Okay. So the other spring fragrance that I actually got really excited about was this one, Versace, Turquoise. I have to admit that the minute the salesperson, well, I had gone to some preview of it. It's not even really available. I think it's going to be available in 2 days. But I had gone to a special preview of it. And I have to say that it's the first time that I'm like, I want this. And it was purely because of the bottle. And I know my mother loved this type of things. I wanted to get it for my mother too. And it's even nicer than the first one. So it has this really elaborated print. I don't know if you can see that. That's Versace. And then it has those, the head, I think it's the mimosa head. The lady with the million snakes in her head. And basically, I think for the first one, people either liked the first one or didn't like the first one. This one, I've seen a tons of awful review for it, to be honest. Lots of bad review. First of all, it's an eau de toilette. So once again, it's not going to last forever. And I happen to like it because it is this mineral fragrance. They didn't try to really make any claim. They said this is a fragrance you hang out on the beach with. And when I went on vacation not too long ago, I was yearning so much for kind of a blue mineral fragrance. And I felt with this packaging, it was a no-brainer. So it wasn't something for me to really have strong opinion about. It was a citrus that was easy. Like the light blue is a citrus, but I find it heavy and complicated. Something to go out with, on a date. This one is just something to just really cover yourself with. And it didn't smell like heavily chemical. It just really smelled fresh and light and easy. So the fact that it didn't smell chemical, it was a nice, beautiful, aquatic, without being aquatic. Sometimes are kind of a little bit nasty. This one was a very easy aquatic fragrance. It was a green fragrance. It was a fresh fragrance. The packaging was perfect. So to me, I didn't have any problem with this one for the purpose I needed it for. That is to just feel fresh when it's really hot during summer, apply it over and over again. So, it would be great to go work out with, to go run, when it starts getting warm, and just to chill out. So to me, I didn't have any issue with this one. I thought it was a good idea for them to have this beautiful addition to the Dylan. So yes. So did you guys, I don't know if you guys have seen, did Ketra say what she wanted? No. I think she mentioned to me she wasn't going to be able to stay too long. So I'll connect with her on Instagram. Okay. So that's that. The next fragrance that was a beautiful, beautiful surprise for me was this one. It comes in this very bright, beautiful green box. So it's Valentino Donna. This one is Yellow Dream. That's the latest one they have. Can you see it? Have you guys seen this in the store? Have you wondered about it? Okay. So this one, it's really, if you guys have, it's really in the beginning, when you first put it on, it kind of smelled a little bit candy sweet. So when I first smell it in the store, now I'm starting smelling the citrus, the grapefruit, the citrus. That's, to me, the craziest fragrance I've ever experienced, because when you first put it on, it's just sweet. And then as this thing stays on your skin, I literally fell in love with it. I'm not even kidding. I'm like, if I were to smell a certain way every day for the rest of my life, I'm not even kidding, I would easily want to smell like the dry down of this fragrance. The longer the thing stayed on me, it became just like a beautiful southern countryside of Italy. And I mean, I've traveled all alongside the Amalfi Coast. I mean, you know, the streets are aligned with lemon. When I went there, they were all in bloom. Everywhere lemon was falling left and down. And the whole thing smells so beautiful. Like right now, I'm not even really feeling it. So this is a fragrance you have to give it a little time. Like you put it on, you're not really thinking that you're really getting anything but another designer fragrance that's smelling like almost everything else. So, but after like about 10, 15 minutes, it settles into this incredibly beautiful citrusy, musky fragrance that I just cannot imagine if someone were to really get any citrus fragrance truly for the spring. This would be my number one. This would be my number one. Yeah, the bottles are really nice. That's my first one, actually. Like every time I go to the stores, they were giving me so many samples of the other ones that I just relax on the samples. I never actually purchased the bottle. But this one really compelled me to purchase it because, oh, it's starting to develop. You know, the whole thing in this one, the whole key in this one, if you guys go and smell this and you're not really impressed with just some pretty, fruity, sweet smelling thing, you just give it a chance, because that was my surprise when I got home. And of all the other fragrances that I had on, this one was just shining beautiful. So I probably have to make a full review of it, but just on a basic of feel and impression, I don't even, I haven't really memorized what all the notes are, or I've read them, I don't remember. But just on the feel of it, I'm like totally sold. I had to just get it after I experienced this thing and it sit on my skin like that. So yeah, so this is why, because I love it so much, I bought 2 of it. So that's my biggest giveaway yet for my live. So what I'm going to do, everyone in the live, my daughter is writing your name down, and then maybe in the next video, she has to go to a little party at school, so she couldn't stay to do the live drawing with this video, but I will announce the winner of this Valentino, because I'm not even kidding. I do not mind giving this as gift. I won't feel like, oh my gosh, I gave someone something they're not going to like, because to me, it's just so pleasant in its dry down. So yes. So I'm wishing you guys good luck on winning this. Yep. So what else I've been very impressed with? I actually tried this, but I'm not going to open it. So I should tell you about this. I'm going to return it because I wasn't happy with it after I tried it on me. So no, that's not this one. Where is it? That's the gift. This one, Amazing Grace. If you guys have been following me, you see I talk a lot about Amazing Grace a lot. So this year they came up with 2 more Amazing Grace. They came up with Amazing Grace Bergamot. So the original one has grapefruit in it. And maybe it's in some other stuff. But it's just extremely beautiful. I'm always talking about Amazing Grace, that one. That's the original. I'm always talking about it. So when they came up with those other Amazing Grace, I was like, oh, okay, I want to try it. And I was reading a magazine, and it's like one of the best new releases, but I actually don't like it. This one is Amazing Grace Jasmine. So I got so they came up with 2, Amazing Grace Jasmine and Amazing Grace Bergamot. The bergamot is nice, but I don't think it's impressive enough as a citrus fragrance. Not when you have things like that and another citrus fragrance that I'm going to talk about in a little bit by Atelier Cologne. So the Amazing Grace Bergamot is not that impressive. And this one, Amazing Grace Jasmine, I wasn't impressed with it also because it was overly sweet. You had to wait for a long time before you really get the DNA of the beautiful original one, which has nothing to complain about the original. The original is like perfection. This one, I don't know what they were really thinking. It's just another sweet fragrance. I'm like, I don't recognize Amazing Grace in it. So, I'm not really impressed by that. So yeah. All right, guys. So okay. Do you guys have any questions for me? Please put it on the chat. Let's see what else. If there is some funny stuff I could tell you. Clearly, with my accent, I think everyone probably knows where I'm from. I'm from Haiti. And I actually did a series of vlog of my stay in Haiti over the holidays. And a lot of you guys really enjoy that. So I had bought certain perfumes there. So I talk about the fragrances I was wearing. And I also took the opportunity to show you a little bit the country and a little bit of the art scene and things like that. So I really appreciate that you guys enjoy that, although it's kind of a different environment and things like that. But I was really happy to kind of share the moment with you. So I really appreciated that you got to see those things a little bit and commented and liked. So yeah, so I came here maybe when I was 13. So Yeah, but I still have my accent. I think I missed the cutoff year to have accent by like 3 months. I don't know. So, but in any case, since I continue to speak French and Creole with my relatives, so I never try to really work really hard on like not having my accent or anything like that. So, so I did high school here, and I went to college and then graduate school here. And so that's how it's been. I've just been, so that's kind of my background on that end. There is another fragrance that just came out that I fell for, quite frankly. One of the things I'm noticing that the perfumes house are doing, they're having fragrances to kind of help people get away a little bit. Like, I saw a whole house that did fragrances that's supposed to smell like bars. I don't know if I want to smell like a bar, but somehow people were attracted by this idea of like living through going to, going to bars to their perfume somehow. So clearly this house, the replica, Maison Margiela, that's their newest release. This one, let me show you the bottle. I don't know if the light, you'll be able to see it. Yeah. They have, oh, speaking of bars. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about this new replica house. But speaking of bars, Diptyque has a brand new fragrance, and I got a sample of it, and it was just stunning. I don't know if I'm going to find it right now, but it's called 𝐕𝐲𝐿, and it's coming up very soon, but I was able to get a sample of it. And 𝐕𝐲𝐿 is the bar in Paris. It's a very famous bar in Paris. So that perfume, now the flagship Diptyque store is now in the place of that bar. But they went and captured the ambience, the feel of that fragrance, of that bar, and the neighborhood when the bar was. But I think the bar hasn't been there since the 1960s, I think. I wish I could find the little box. They gave me a little box. Hopefully I'll find it. Let's see. Because I will show it to you. But anyway, so Diptyque is coming up with something. And so I smelled it, and it was just really amazing. So it's capturing this bar, and it has, but it's just a super powdery fragrance. I don't know, with the Folie Bergère, Cartier Latin in Paris, the women used to put a lot of talc on them. So maybe they're trying to capture this element of the ambience. But it's before all a very powdery fragrance. But it's just it's so beautiful in the way it's powdery. Like typically, people don't really like, thanks, Amina. Yes, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the Diptyque. I tried it today. I got the little sample today, and it was just fabulous. So that's why when you guys ask me what I'm wearing today, I usually, the minute the weekend starts, I'm kind of around fragrances, getting samples and trying things and trying to find out what's going on. So in preparation of this video, the salesperson that I'm friends with was like, wanted me to smell the new diptyque. But in any case, it's just like a powdery fragrance. It's just a very attractive fragrance, very attractive fragrance. You know, that's kind of reminiscing of that bar scene in Paris. So what the perfumers are trying to do is kind of create this ambience, clearly, because people are kind of not having that. And the latest replica, so you have a woman right here taking a bath, and then you have the candles. And the name of that new fragrance is Bubble Bath. And it's for female and male. And it's essentially comforting in a clean accord. And the thing with replica, whatever the name they tell you, is exactly what it is. So you either take it or you don't. And I'm like, who doesn't want to, you know how we get in bubble bath and we want to linger and our skin kind of shivered because we're so long in the water. So with this one, you don't have to linger in your bubble bath. You can essentially continue the bubble bath feel, especially if you go into sleep or you're just hanging and lounging around at home. So I think that's the idea why they make this fragrance. Yeah, it's totally beautiful. It's like getting in a very expensive spa. Like when you enter the room in a spa and they have all the soaps and, you know, all the different stuff around. Like I cannot say like when I just put it on my skin at first, I was really turned on by it, but just smelling it in the air and maybe walking through it, I think that's kind of how I would wear this fragrance. I probably wouldn't just spread myself in it because as much as I want to prolong the bubble bath feel, it's really, really, how would I say that? It really smells like bubble bath. It's like all the other replica when they say the thing is like fireside. It's like you're basically walking like a chimney on fire. It just really replicates the smell that they try to capture. So yeah. So this one, I think it's kind of nice to just kind of after your shower in the evening or something, to just spray and walk through it. And it just gives you this nice soapy and clean feeling. So this is why I said that it was a good purchase. And I probably have just one other replica. The other one, like I said, I think called Beach something, Beach Walk. The other one are just so specific to the smell that I've never really jumped onto getting one. But I decided this one, this very new one, the bubble bath, was definitely worth it. Okay, hi review from the 6. Thanks so much for coming, for stopping by. I really, really appreciate seeing you, or at least seeing that you are here. I really appreciate that. And I think yeah, so in terms of other fragrances for spring, I think probably the only addition, like I mentioned, I'm probably going to get is the, if I like it a lot, it's the new Tom Ford, because I was so happy with their last one. I think if they continue the course, the new one is probably also going to be nice. So last but not least, it's a no-brainer. It's the Atelier Cologne. I always love Atelier Cologne. Oh, so this is this one right here, and this is called Lemon Island. And let's see if they say. So it's mostly lemon, you know, it's mostly citrus note. So it comes in this beautiful leather packet that you can't really remove. So I really like that. It's very nice. I got this one because it really was basically lemon, and fresh lemon clearly reminds me of the islands. And I typically, whenever I have some flower stuff going on when it gets hot, I always like to layer it with the Atelier Cologne. And the other one that I have, which one is it? Pacific something. I was running out of it, so I decided to replace it with this new one, Lemon Island. So clearly it's going to be great for spring by itself or layered with everything else. Yes. Oh, hi, notes. I am just happy that you stopped by. You know, you can always review the live. I think my beginning was catastrophic. I may have been live and not even knowing it. So Lord knows what the beginning was. Hopefully I have a way of editing that out. Oh, thank you. Happy birthday, Amina. Does Amina have a birthday? So could we both be Pisces? Yeah. Cool. Oh, reviews from the 6. Vous êtes français? Aucun problème. Merci. Oh, yes, you did tell me you knew some French. That's great. That's great. Thanks so much. Aucun problème, which means no problems, guys. Yeah. Merci beaucoup d'être venu. So I probably would have a couple of videos in French. So guys, not to fret. But I have a lot of people in Haiti, in Canada, who kind of have no clue what I'm saying in English. So I decided to do some short little videos also in French. They probably would be the same perfumes that I'm reviewing, but don't feel like I am confusing you guys. But if you see the little videos in French popping here and there, it's because I have some requests by people who only speak French. Yeah, Pisces. Yes, so I think this is all the fragrances I have. So let's do another game. Okay, first of all, 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐬 won one of those, but she's no longer here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is play another game, which I've been playing in all my videos, to ask you guys to guess the day of my birthday this month. So whoever can guess my birthday or get the closest to it in the next 1 minute, they're going to win one of these. So their choice, and whichever one, and the other one would be for 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐬. So can you guys guess? Let me put my stuff for 1 minute. Can you guess what day my birthday is this month? Make some guess, guys. Si vous pouvez deviner le jour de mon anniversaire, je vous fais cadeau d'un de ces parfums. Just to be fair for people can understand. Si vous pouvez deviner le jour de mon anniversaire, je vous fais cadeau d'un de ces parfums. Okay, so 725. At 26, I'll declare the winner. Actually since I have some guys, if a guys win, I have something else that you may like better. Okay. Sorry. I probably spoke too fast. So, the winner is reviews from the 6. I'll give someone else another chance. So that would be a good clue. So reviews, I also have this men's one, which is Mercedes-Benz. No man has won it yet. If you would prefer this one to any of those two, then tell me here. So the Mercedes-Benz is like 4 ml bottles. I'm clearly not familiar with them, but I've seen some reviews of them. And I would just smell it to you. Okay, so Amina won. You guys are very close because for revealing purpose on the internet, I don't want to say the exact one, but it's in the 20s. So you guys who have guessed the 20s have won. So Amina, which one you want? And review, which one you want? Oh, you want Mercedes? Excellent. So review, you have Mercedes. Amina, you have one of these. Which one you want? So this is the 𝐒𝐿 and this is Philosophy, Live Joyously. Okay, but anyway, don't forget to let me know. And then I still have the grand prize. One of you going to win the Valentino when my daughter is able to do the draw for all of you. I have some of you who are not in the States or in Canada. It would be hard for me to mail it. It won't be so I have to think about that. Okay, cool. You choose the set. Excellent. So Amina has 𝐒𝐿. If you have Mercedes, Ketra has this one. And then a grand prize winner, all of you would have a chance to win the Valentino Yellow Dream. Excellent. Yeah, so yeah, I think I've gone over all the fragrances I wanted to talk about. And that's pretty much what I have. I'm like so happy that you guys spent this Friday evening on my birthday month with me. I am so appreciative of that. Thanks for making me feel comfortable enough not to forget what I'm trying to say in the live. So thanks for the welcome in the fragrance community. That's been the best part of it. That's definitely has been the best part of it. It's not just me in front of a camera talking about perfume, you know, at 3 in the morning or midnight, which is typically when I film after everyone has gone to bed. So it's also going to your guys' lives. It's also commenting. It's also following you on Instagram. So that has made a lot. And it's also learning a lot. So yeah, that's kind of all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the live. Thanks for stopping by. And I actually have my little wine sparkling to celebrate. I should have done that in the beginning. So yeah. Thank knows. I just really love how would I say, responsive you are on Instagram, how you always love my little perfume post. And I always enjoy your posts so much on Instagram. And I was just very happy when I invited you to follow me on YouTube, although you're not as active on YouTube, knows. You were too happy to do that. I'm just like really, really grateful, guys, that you kind of allow this goofy economies to just be more cool and to chill with you. Yeah, so all right. Unless you have any more comments, I really won't take any more of your time. Thanks so much, Pat. I love you. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me meet with over the, you know, the course of your life with Country Magic. Like I watch his magic stuff on YouTube. So guys, obviously, you probably all know each other, but almost everyone here is a YouTuber. So you definitely want to subscribe to anybody that you see here that you're not subscribed to. They're all very strong when it comes to fragrance reviews and just having great content and meaningful content, actually, in many instances. So I really appreciate your time, guys. Mwah! Bonsoir, bonne soirée. Merci d'être venu.